guys, what's up? It's Joe, ready from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Moss Acura in North Tampa, and guess what? I have that long-standing SUV from this iconic Japanese brand. What am I talking about? This vehicle right here. This is a 2026 Acura MDX. This particular one is the top trim. It's an Advance with the super handling all-wheel drive. But before we get into this mid-size crossover SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. So Acura, it's the premium brand of Honda, of course, bringing a lot of special touches, especially when it comes to style. And wait until I show you the interior. Now, this is a mid-size crossover SUV. It's their largest vehicle that they sell currently here in the United States. And yes, it is a 3-row. So that third row, it's present, but you'll see it's going to be a little cramped. Now, in this class, Acura sells a ton of these MDXs, but there's a lot more competition because guess what? SUVs are still popular in the market. One brand that has always been a hometown rival is going to be Lexus, the premium brand of Toyota. So what I want to find out is, do you go with one of these MDXs, especially an Advance with super handling all-wheel drive, or do you go with the Lexus TX, which remember, actually was all new just a couple years ago? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, I do like the overall dimensions of the MDX. I just wish it was a 2-row because I really feel that third row really pushes it. Now at the front of the business, great style. You got those super slim headlight housings with your multi-jewel LED beam headlights, turn signals, and the chicane daytime running lamp. Dropping down, you do get a nicely sculpted, larger corner area with our corner air curtain, some flat black, and a little bit of shiny chrome because this is the Advanced trim. But don't forget, you are getting the multi-LED beam fog lamps down below. Like I said, a nice blending between some sport, but definitely a lot of class. Now, as we come across that iconic grille shape, you got that crisscross applesauce upper grille, gloss black. The shiny chrome finish is just on the sides and the bottom. I'm glad they did that because it really allows this to look more sunken in. You do have a forward-facing camera, and that Acura badge would definitely be Flava Flav approved. He'd be hanging that around his neck. Now, as we drop down, everything comes to a nice point with their style. Flat black on the bottom portion, that crisscross design, and a flat black lower splitter. This is fully functional, like I said, both top and bottom. But let me know what you think about the face of this MDX compared to that spindle body grille design of the TX. I actually prefer this. It looks way classier, way cleaner. Now, as we rise up, they sculpted this upper fascia just a little bit to give it a little bit more aerodynamic efficiency. You have that peak that rises and evaporates as you go towards the windshield. And then as we come around the bend, because this is the top Advanced trim, you do have 20-inch wheels. Nice metallic gunmetal gray with your machined aluminum accents. And then the other thing I love is you got your body colored, that beautiful pearlescent crystal white around the fender openings. Just gives it a nice clean look. Super handling all-wheel drive. It's front-wheel drive base, but it'll send up to 70% of the power to the rear wheels. And of course, the suspension and everything has been fine-tuned for this particular trim. Now, tire sizes are going to be 255 on the width and a nice 50 series sidewall. But let me know what you think about the painted fender with this particular wheel. And of course, when I say top trim, I'm talking about non-Type S. The Type S is the top performance spec, but if you weren't going to go performance, the Advance is going to be at that top point. Now, coming down the side, I like the way you have the color match on your mirror caps. They bring the chrome style trim into the base of your mirror cap. And then from the side, like I said, this is a little bit smaller. The TX is going to be a little bit larger, and that's why they're able to get a little bit more room, especially in that third row. Up top, you have your bright aluminum finish on your roof rails. We have bright, shiny metalwork around the top and the bottom of the window frame openings. And then, of course, color match. Look at that, sparkles like a diamond on your door handles, and then some chrome trim. But the great news is everything else is painted. That really gives it a totally different look than when we show you one of these with flat black all over it. Coming towards the rear, small size on the quarter window, but I really think that helps with the overall aesthetics of the MDX. Love the way they do the LED taillights. Really, really sporty, very stylish. Gotta zonk the wiper, come on. Let's tuck it underneath, so that is a zonk, but I do like the long roof spoiler. The Acura badge looking good. Of course, we have some of that chrome trim, just like up front, because this is the Advance. And then working our way down to ground level, you have functional exhaust on both sides, nice stainless steel tips. And I even like the way they sculpted this lower bumper area. Of course, this comes off and you could tow. You could actually tow up to 5,000 pounds with all-wheel drive. But why don't we go ahead, pop the hood, and see who's the winner when it comes to the engine compartment with this MDX. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. Unlike the Lexus TX, which uses a 4-cylinder turbo engine, what we have underneath here is that tried and true V6. Naturally aspirated V6, 3.5 liters in size, 290 horsepower. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic. 0 to 60 with the super handling all-wheel drive, you're looking around 6.4 seconds. Top speed is governed, believe it or not, to 112 miles an hour. MPG's 19 in the city, 26 on the highway. And like I said, you could tow up to 5,000 pounds. Now, if you don't get an all-wheel drive, if you get just a front-wheel drive MDX, you're limited to 3,500 pounds worth of towing. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up the V6 and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we are in it to win it inside this 2026 Acura MDX, this being the Advanced trim with super handling all-wheel drive. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I need a new SUV. And I'm telling you right now, I swore on a stack of Bibles in both hands that I would never get a 4-cylinder turbo SUV. So I guess for me, it's all about this MDX. So how much is it? Very good question. MSRP for this particular one is $68,850. Like I said, this is the top non-performance trim. So let's see what you get for your money. To the door panels, I do love the two-tone. The dark soft touch, you do have real open pore, dark stained wood with ambient lighting, 3 memory seat settings, and massage seats for both the passenger and the driver. We got the Bang & Olufsen sound system, and the parchment two-tone really brings a nice pop of color. Door pocket is a good size. You could easily get, I would say, 2 Chipotle burritos, get your extra guac, even though it costs extra, and a nice 64 fluid ounce super big gulp. Now going from the door panel to the dash, love the material, love the wood, don't like the gloss black. Zonking the gloss black. Too much, too much. Slide on in. I do like the new 12.3-inch full touchscreen. You got your little side screen here for some side action. I know Steven's all about his side action. And then you have your homepage, all the Google apps, the Amazon Alexa, the Google Assistant. You could go through every different color within the Rainbow Plus some. Really cool how they have the graphics and everything. And then throw it into reverse. The resolution could be a little bit better. I like the way it's a nice large image, just the resolution needs to be a little bit better. You do have trajectory, which is great, the 360, and we're basically right where we started. Working our way down, you do have that bright red lit engine start stop button. You do have your camera watch. So I hit this, touch the tip, and you get your camera out the front. That is a really nice, easy access setup for when you're parking. Look how nice it is. You just touch the tip. Just touch the tip a little bit. There you go. Nice. Working your way back down, you do have your dual climate. You can even adjust the rear as well. Massage seats, 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats. Love the dynamic mode twist button. It's metal and it's got a nice feel. Plus, look at the graphics. I mean, I could stare at that all day. For some reason, this is just very soothing to me. Very relaxing, and then it's gone. Now I'm upset. You do have your push button for your 10-speed automatic. A little bit of gloss black. This isn't as terrible what's up there. Peekaboo, I see a USB-C and a USB-A. You got a place there for one Twinkie, real volume knob, a 12 volt so you can run a radar detector. Wireless charging, they redesigned this just last year. 2 cup holders. There's your Acura key fob, looking good. Soft touch on the parchment. Open it up, you got a place where you could put your family jewels when you're done playing with them in your hands. Then you open up the rest. You got 2 USB-Cs, and you have enough room to where you could put, I would say, 3 Big Macs you could stack in there. I remember the days when, do you remember the days when Big Macs used to come like in those styrofoam containers, like filet of fish and Big Macs and all that? Those were the days. Seats, the leather, the piping, the parchment color, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver. You got a parchment headliner, and you got a power shade, baby. Power slide, in and out. Love it. Why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind this good-looking wheel in this MDX. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. Like I said, 3 memory seat settings. Set it and forget it, just like Ron Popeil. Sitting here, seats are comfortable, very supportive, and the leather is really nice. Steering wheel, Acura does a great wheel. Just really nice on the material. Flat black on all the switch gear. It is a heated steering wheel, and you do have plastic paddles to go up and down that 10-speed automatic. We do have a HUD, head-up display. That's how you control different settings within it, and it's a power tilting telescoping wheel. Beautiful 12.3-inch display, changes depending on what mode you're in. Look how nice that is. Really nice to see the technology. Look at that. I could bring up my map, scroll on through. You can find the G spot with the G meter, and it also shows your all-wheel drive. So that's pretty cool as well. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the mid-row and the third row and see how usable this MDX really is. All right, guys, mid-row time, third row time. We're gonna do this all in one shot. 3 across, which is really nice. Maximize your interior. What's even better is watch this. You could turn it into captain's chairs. You got a place where you could get yourself some of those pulled pork nachos from Buc-ee's. 2 cup holders, and then on top of that you could actually remove the center section if you need the space. Pockets on the back, get yourself some Cheeros back there. We do have a nice command center, AC. My big zonk is you just have heated seats, no ventilated seats. That's a little ridiculous. 2 USB-Cs and a 12 volt. There should be a home power source here. That's another zonk. Seats are great. You do have your manual sunshades. They do slide, which is nice. And of course, they do recline. Now, I'm not gonna get into the third row for this review, but watch one of my many other MDX reviews if you wanna see me back there. But it's real simple. You're just gonna hit the button, and then you're gonna slide back there. Definitely not as much room as you're gonna find in a Lexus TX. Definitely not. They do have USB-As back there, which is nice, but the back third row on a TX is much nicer. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the cargo area because I want to take you for a spin in this Acura. All right, guys, cargo area time. Hit the button. We're doing it the old school way. Comes up very nicely. You're going to be greeted to a decent amount of space with the third row up. So how much room are we looking at? You're looking at 16 cubic feet of space. You fold down the third row, that's going to give you 39 cubic feet of space. Now, I love the way they have your 6-pack of Yoo-Hoo holder over there. You also do have a 12 volt. And then watch how easy it is to put the seats down. Anybody could do it. Just make sure if you are gonna do it, get the floor mats out of the way that they left behind there. Told Steven to move those, that's what I get. So there's your 39 cubic feet of space. Fold down that mid row, it's gonna give you over 70 cubic feet of space. Another thing that's great is you do have storage underneath here. My only zonk is I wish it wasn't carpeted. That means that you can't put dirty things in here because this carpet is gonna get ruined. So I guess what you could do is put a plastic liner in there. I'm sure WeatherTech probably sells some $150 plastic liner. I also like the way they have the aluminum skid plate here, especially when your kids are dragging their crap out of the back. But why don't we go ahead? If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go take the V6 for a spin and see how it drives. All right, guys, we're leaving Moss Acura of North Tampa, and we're inside this 2026 Acura MDX Advance with the super handling all-wheel drive. Right away, I love the layout of the interior. Easy to get to that new 12.3-inch screen. Changing your modes, it's a snap. Just twist the knob and now we're in sport mode. Love the way each mode has such a unique feel to it. Visibility is great out the front. Large speedometer on your head-up display, and we're gonna go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. That super handling all-wheel drive, getting the power to the ground. And overall, I really think you're gonna enjoy how quiet it is on the interior. Now, there is sound that is pumped in. Let's see if it's all the modes. I know definitely it's sport mode because we were just in sport. We're gonna go on throttle again. On throttle. Yeah, I'm not really digging the sound that's being pumped in through the speakers. It's a little too much. But other than that, I mean, no matter what mode you're in, the MDX has plenty of grunt. And what's great is that it's linear torque. So it comes in nice and low and it pulls cleanly throughout the whole rev range. Materials, love the two-tone in here. It works really well, especially with the pearlescent platinum white on the outside. Visibility is great out the front. And of course, you're gonna get all of the safety features. Put it back in a normal mode. I'm actually gonna go comfort. Say it's like a hard day at work, you're on the road a lot, put in comfort mode. Everything is really set up nicely when it comes to steering sensitivity, throttle sensitivity, and how the engine and the transmission behave with one another. But I really think you're gonna find this MDX to be a pleasure to drive every single day, all day long. And of course you have all your safety features, your emergency brake assist, blind spot monitoring, good size on the side mirrors. It's just that gloss black over there, it's just too much. It's just too much gloss black. Everything else though is well sorted, and I'm so glad that they kept the physical knobs and buttons for things like your seats. And speaking of seats, I'm gonna put on my massage seats. Nice action on the massage seat, wow. And you could just simply adjust the intensity depending on what mode you want. So if you want all three, that's gonna be the most intense. You just keep hitting it until you just shut it off. And then I turn it back on. So nice to be able to show, and you can actually change. So if you want a step massage system, you could actually make that change on the screen, which is nice. Another thing that's great is that when it comes to the layout of the buttons, I can shut off that pesky auto start stop feature. Plenty of great information on the dash, and I do have the paddles that allow me to go up and down the 10-speed automatic very easily. It's quiet in the cabin. They're using more sound deadening material, which is nice. But this technology, like I said, with the massage seats, all the other things, makes this a joy to drive. Smooth shift from the 10-speed. And that super handling all-wheel drive does get the power to the ground, as you can see in that gauge down there. Really nicely laid out. I know a lot of people are gonna be very happy that they got rid of the touchpad. It's gone and they were able to restructure this whole center console. But I'm hoping that this has been a good, quick overall review of this MDX Advance. We're gonna get back to Moss Acura of North Tampa. So I'll see you in a split second and we'll wrap this one up. All right guys, another great day here at Moss Acura North Tampa. Definitely gotta thank Albert and the rest of the team getting us access to this 2026 MDX super handling all-wheel drive Advance trim. Let me know what you think. Are you going MDX or are you going Lexus TX? How do you like to have your X? Let me know in that comment section. But we definitely Got to say thank you to all of you for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rise family. Got to give it to Stephen Flood. He's making dreams happen, especially his own. So thank you, Stephen, for doing what you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.